In the royal city, inside the royal council chamber, atop the altar, the three electors calmly took their seats, while Xiao Yin and the others silently stood beside them, like immovable giants from ancient times. 10 elders, 10 seven-star Docian, Xiao Yin, cloaked in black, and Ji Xian stood next to the princess. As Xiao Yin peered through his cloak at the 10 elders seated before him, a profound sense of pressure swept over him. From this subtle fluctuation, Xiao Yin could infer that these 10 individuals were seasoned warriors, hardened by years of surviving on the edge of life and death. The murderous aura they exuded was undeniable. "Now that everyone is here, the election day shall officially begin," said the chief Abyss Guard, his gaze sweeping over the powerful figures present. He then spoke softly. "Wait a moment, Abyss Chief." At that moment, Lin Fengya's voice rang out, warm and friendly, instantly winning the goodwill of those around him. "What is it, Prince Lin Fengya?" The Abyss Chief did not rush, but asked softly. "Today is the royal election. Why, such an important event? Has the king not come in person?" Lin Fengya's words were carefully measured, but strangely, though they could have been perceived as rude, when spoken by him, they sounded like the innocent concern of a child for his father's health. Disgusting. Such a hypocritical man. Seeing Lin Fengya's act, Ji Xian couldn't help but sneer, his gaze and voice filled with disdain. Although Lin Fengya's true nature had not yet fully been exposed, Ji Xian and the others did not know much about him. However, after Xiao Yin had ventured alone into the tiger's den and seen through Lin Fengya's hidden ambitions, Ji Xian was now filled with nothing but contempt for him. Sigh. Even this tiny sound reached the ears of the other powerful figures, causing the Abyss Chief's eyes to flicker with a trace of regret. "Oh, it seems these people have a plan." Xiao Yin, with his powerful soul, noticed the slightest change in the Abyss Chief's expression. "Who are you? How dare a commoner like you speak during the electors' meeting?" At this moment, Lin Feng snorted arrogantly. "Guards, take him away." Just as the two princes were about to lose their temper, the Abyss Chief's voice rang out. A swift Abyss Guard, with lightning speed, dragged Ji Xian away. "Princess." At that moment, Ji Xian seemed to notice something, his pupils turning red as he stared at Lin Yunshu, his voice trembling. "Go down," Lin Yunshu said with a gentle smile, and in that instant, Ji Xian disappeared. The altar once again returned to calm. TSK, that little girl sure knows how to handle things." Seeing Lin Yunshu and the Abyss Chief's actions, the two princes exchanged a look, as if they had come to some silent agreement. "Now, let's officially begin the election," said the Abyss Chief, his deep pupils flashing once more. Waves of heat began to radiate from him, easily cascading over the stone tablet. Voom, voom. With the Abyss Chief's energy surge, a powerful pressure instantly spread from the stone tablet, like ripples of energy, sweeping across the entire altar. "The election begins. Kings, step forward. In the name of the Abyss Chief, I commence the holy ritual of the election." Moments later, dazzling starlight washed over them like an endless tide, baptizing their bodies. 10 elders, each of you has 1 vote. Please cast your most valuable vote for the successor you believe in. The wooden plaques before you each represent 1 vote. The Abyss Chief proclaimed, his voice commanding, like that of a king, looking down on all. Whoosh, whoosh. As the Abyss Chief spoke, the once silent altar began to stir slightly. The 10 elders at their seats moved lightly, without the need for bribery or words. Their minds were already made up. Of course, they were somewhat aware of the secret dealings between Lin Feng and Lin Fengya with the Holy See and the Soul Hall, but their knowledge was limited. If they had known more, even 100 times their courage wouldn't have been enough to vote for the two princes. Xiao Yin, cloaked in black, slightly shifted his expression. The next step was crucial. Whether the election succeeded or not, fierce battles would erupt, and that would be the pivotal moment. Xiao Yin gently shook his head, his gaze fixed on the Abyss Chief standing by the stone tablet. The man appeared confident, seemingly untroubled. "Next, we shall establish the true new king. It seems your chances of success are quite slim," murmured the mysterious man from the church, standing next to Lin Feng as he watched the 10 elders move about, lingering, perhaps waiting for something, but not casting their votes just yet. Lin Yunshu, even if you two are selected, I will definitely overturn this place. Lin Feng sneered, then clasped his hands in front of his chest. The cold, sharp expression on his face grew even more powerful. He knew that Lin Fengya would be more anxious than he was because his own secret had been exposed, so there was no need for him to hurry. Inside the altar, the 10 participants moved around. A few minutes later, the wooden tokens in their hands disappeared at the same time, quietly placing themselves in front of the Abyss Chief. So it's the 4-3-3 rule. 10 votes, 3 people participating in the election. Whoever receives more than 4 votes will become the new king without a doubt. Princess Lin Yunshu, congratulations. The Abyss Chief gently took the wooden token from his hand, confirming the energy aura on it a few times before turning his respectful gaze toward Lin Yunshu's position. Thank you. Upon hearing this, Lin Yunshu's delicate figure trembled slightly. After a brief moment, she bent and lowered her head in return. The new king has appeared, Her Majesty Queen Lin Yunshu. Tomorrow, the Emperor will personally bestow the imperial title upon Her Majesty the Queen. After a pause, the Abyss Chief raised the 10 wooden tokens high, and his voice echoed loudly across the entire altar. Phew, is it really this smooth? Upon hearing this, Xiao Yin, cloaked in black, detected a chilling aura from the 4 guards beside Lin Feng and Lin Fengya. A murderous intent, unmistakably unleashed. Once again, congratulations to my royal sister. At that moment, Lin Fengya gently stood up from his wheelchair, sneering. You. The 3 elders who had voted for him looked at Lin Fengya in shock, their eyes narrowing in disbelief. A cripple, able to stand? At that moment, they began to sense something was wrong. Since my royal sister has become the new king, I would like to borrow something from Her Majesty. I wonder if the queen would agree. At that moment, Lin Fengya's face twisted into a manic grin, resembling a madman swearing to take what he desired. Borrow what? Lin Yunshu's noble demeanor suddenly emerged, and she spoke in a tone of disdain, like a goddess of the heavens. Your power of the stars, and your Tianqing continent. A voice, full of arrogance and madness, reverberated through the entire altar. For a moment, the entire place fell into complete silence. Lin Fengya, do you know what you are doing? You are blaspheming the will of heaven, questioning the royal authority, and seeking your own doom. One of the 10 elders, the elderly man in the tiger seat, stood up angrily. A terrifying aura of oppression suddenly spread throughout the altar. Ha ha ha, Elder Tiger, you are still in your prime, but handing over the vast Tianqing continent to a weak woman, wouldn't that be ruining our nation's foundation built over hundreds of generations? I cannot rest assured, and as a prince, I also wish to contribute to the empire. Lin Fengya's face turned ashen, his eyes burning like a vicious wolf as he fixed his murderous gaze on Lin Yunshu. Where has the Abyss Chief gone? At that moment, Xiao Yin realized that the Abyss Chief, who had been standing by the stone tablet, had vanished without a trace. Only the 10 elders remained. However, Xiao Yin felt an expectation stir within him. Lin Fengya had openly challenged the 10 7-star Do Xian elders. If this man was not a complete fool, he must have come prepared. Don't scatter. Let's meet up with the main force outside. Seeing the tense situation, Xiao Yin sent a mental message to the princess. This may not be so simple. Upon hearing this, Lin Yunshu released her powerful aura again. Utter nonsense. Lin Fengya has already betrayed us. According to our clan's rules, he must be executed by hanging. As the Royal Tiger General Elder, I will personally apprehend Lin Fengya. Move out. Anyone with personal motives will be dealt with according to our clan's laws. Elder Tiger snorted coldly, his gaze locking firmly onto Lin Fengya. The other 9 elders hesitated for a moment before also showing signs of action. Steward Tian, you take charge of the overall situation. Let me see if the strength of the 10 elders is truly as terrifying as the rumors say. Boom. Just as Lin Fengya's words fell, an incredibly shocking aura howled and spread across the altar. The overwhelming aura was filled not only with a rich life would attribute energy, but also with a faintly ominous chill. 7-star Dosian? You've actually colluded with the Soul Hall? Elder Tiger stared in astonishment at Lin Fengya. Little girl, I'll send you straight to hell. Without any hesitation, Lin Fengya moved. Humph! Xiao Yin stepped forward, raising his palm. Green light and flames surged from beneath his black robe, clashing directly with Lin Fengya's power. Boom! The intense pressure from both sides turned into an energy ripple, spreading out in all directions. Such power! Even this simple clash made Xiao Yin retreat dozens of steps before stabilizing himself. Xun'er, attack? Lin Fengya coldly snorted, somewhat surprised, but still commanded the shadow behind him. As for Lin Feng and his guards, along with the Abyss Chief, they quietly disappeared amidst the chaos of battle. Take action, capture him. At that moment, 10 elders surrounded Lin Fengya tightly. With 10 7-star Dosian intervening, even Lin Fengya would find it hard to escape. Glorp! The power of Xun'er was only at the perfected 6-star Dosian stage, but as Lin Fengya's voice fell, his black robe suddenly ignited. Moments later, it turned into swirling black mist. Crack! Just as everyone hesitated, the black mist from Xun'er quietly pierced through the altar's ceiling, merging into the swirling dark clouds in the sky. Clang! As the black mist entered the black clouds, it seemed like a boiling magical cauldron, exuding waves of uncontrollable, evil energy. Is it raining? After a blink, black raindrops began falling gently from the dark clouds, accompanied by wails and an eerie chill. It's not rain. It's the Emperor's soul descending. The 4-dragon coffin seal. Lin Fengya is truly a madman, Xiao Yin realized at this moment, stepping in front of the princess, his pupils narrowing. He used his soul power to pierce through the black clouds, sensing the terrifying presence hidden deep within. Whoosh! Black raindrops continued to fall from the clouds. Though their immediate effects were unclear, something immensely terrifying was slowly taking shape, descending from the heavens. Whoosh! On the other side, Lin Fengya, single-handedly, was tangled up with the 10 elders. But as time passed, his defeat was inevitable. Russell, I won't play with you any longer. Enjoy the grand event before the end of the world, Lin Fengya said, a hint of crazy coldness flashing in his eyes. Glorp! In an instant, Lin Fengya's form vanished like a puff of black smoke, clearly using a technique unique to the Soul Hall. The elders could do nothing to stop him. This beast! The 10 elders were furious. Look! Princess Lin Yunshu's eyes flickered slightly as she gazed at the magnificent structure slowly emerging from the thunderclouds above. Lin Fengya? The 4-dragon coffin seal? Upon hearing the princess's words, the elders looked up, witnessing a shocking, terrifying scene. This madman! Xiao Yin also looked up, a trace of self-reproach appearing. If he hadn't rashly infiltrated Lin Fengya's underground palace, this election might not have led Lin Fengya to such extreme actions. At this moment, within the entire Heavenly Abyss mountain range, countless black raindrops continued to fall. Meanwhile, from the top of the sky, an immense, overwhelming force of heaven and earth gathered towards it. After a pause, these energies surged like a flood, pouring out from the thunderclouds. Behind them, a monstrous, horrifying creature slowly emerged. Within the thunderclouds, a chilling and overwhelming aura coexisted. For enormous creatures stood as still as eternity, and at their center, a dark object subtly emerged. The 4-dragon coffin seal, the most powerful sealing Do skill in the Tianqing continent. Once the 4 dragons are sealed, even an 8-star Do Xian cannot break free. They are reduced to guardians of dragon corpses. The 4 dragon corpses, each over 100 meters long, had bodies as strong as steel, engraved with divine runes formed from fresh blood, emitting a glorious dragon clan brilliance. The dragon claws were dull, yet the dragon horns shimmered with endless divine might, containing a power far beyond what mortals could touch, oppressive and overwhelming. At the center of these dragon corpses, a familiar aura surged, striking fear into the hearts of all present. The Emperor's soul? The elders shouted in shock. Boom! The chilling dragon corpses, towering and awe-inspiring, stood in the sky, carrying the sealed black coffin, which quietly descended from the ominous thunderclouds. It hovered directly above the heavenly abyss mountain range. This beast! In the center of the altar, upon seeing Lin Fengya's actions, the 10 elders immediately frowned, their faces darkening. Their palms clenched involuntarily, and a violent aura spread out from them. Strike! No matter what, we must bring this rebellious beast to justice for the Emperor today. As they spoke, a powerful aura emanated from the bodies of the 10 elders. Please wait, elders. Princess Lin Yunshu interjected, watching the actions of the 10 elders. Your Majesty, at this time, it's best if you protect yourself. As for the rest, once we subdue the royal troublemakers, the Emperor will personally crown you. Elder Tiger, clearly siding with the princess, said with a smile. Lin Fengya has imprisoned Father's soul and tortured him. This matter is definitely not simple. And now, with his secret alliance with the Soul Hall, I think this will require more of his attention. Princess Lin Yunshu's brows furrowed slightly as she looked at Xiao Yin. What is this? Following the princess's gaze, everyone turned to look at the only man in black beside her with confusion. I am Xiao Yin, Domain Lord of the Boundless Fire Domain. I have also had my share of battles with the Soul Hall. Xiao Yin removed his black robe, revealing his true appearance. Boundless Fire Domain? A new power in the Xinling continent? Xiao Yin introduced himself, but the elders hesitated. They were aware of the Boundless Fire Domain, but such a force seemed to be far below them, so they hadn't paid much attention to it. Everyone, Lin Fengya's goal is clear. He wants not only the power of the stars from the princess, but also control of the entire Tianqing continent. Moreover, with his alliance with the Soul Hall, his power has surged. Now, his brazen actions show that he has a solid backing. And from what I can tell, many powerful figures in both the Royal City and Tianqing City must already be under his control. Xiao Yin spoke calmly, his voice without emotion. Impossible. As soon as Xiao Yan's voice fell, Elder Tiger's face changed dramatically. A rare glint of cold light flashed in his eyes, and an invisible wave of energy suddenly spread out, quickly enveloping a large portion of the heavenly abyss mountain range. Elder Tiger? The other 9 elders asked in unison, noticing his strange behavior. Elder Tiger did not respond, but continued to strengthen his sensing. It seemed that the land and trees within the mountain range were filled with a strange, never-before-seen aura. Leave the Soul Hall to us. As for the 4-dragon coffin seal, we will need your help, elders. Xiao Yin smiled and said, The crisis of the Tianqing continent is in your hands. Once this is over, the Tianqing continent will forever be your ally. Let's go. With those words, the 10 elders, led by Elder Tiger, activated their wood attribute energy, their bodies shimmering as they floated towards the 4-dragon coffin seal in the sky. Whoosh whoosh. Just as they began moving, a sinister brown flame suddenly appeared above the already empty altar, enveloping it entirely. Move quickly. At that moment, Xiao Yan's flames surged as he confronted the troublesome brown flames head-on. Glug, glug. With Xiao Yan's help, the 10 elders managed to move toward the 4-dragon coffin seal. However, upon reaching it, they saw that each dragon corpse on the dark and cold coffin was guarded by a powerful 7-star Do Xian, and Lin Fengya stood firmly atop the black coffin, his gaze cold and unwavering. Father, it won't be long now before you completely become one of my subordinates. At that time, you will live forever, free from aging, sickness, or death. You will witness the Tianqing continent rise to its true peak under my rule. Ha ha ha. A frenzied laugh echoed toward the black coffin, where the Emperor's phantom soul was already entangled by countless white silk ribbons, surrounded by ominous ghostly energy that seemed to be undergoing a strange transformation. This was likely a form of evil sorcery. By using a soul as a guide, one could create a soul slave. Once the slave was successfully forged, it would take over the body, and during the process, the body of the soul's original owner would gradually deteriorate. Come out. Having blocked the brown flames, Xiao Yan's gaze turned cold as he focused on a patch of dark air seeping out of the altar's void, filled with a sinister aura. Xiao Yan could even feel that this brown flame was imbued with a terrifying evil power, unlike normal fire. It felt almost like sacred flame. Xiao Yan of the boundless fire domain? No wonder he is the one the Hall Master singled out for attention. After a moment, the dark mist took form, shaping into a human figure. The figure's face was filled with a cruel, sinister aura, and its fiery, sharp gaze locked onto Xiao Yan. A powerful Soul Hall warrior? Let me introduce you, the master of the Yellow Hall of the Soul Hall, Han Jianghai. At the same time, a black vortex appeared behind Han Jianghai, like the mouth of a hellish demon, continuously releasing countless dark and sinister energies, contaminating the entire altar and turning it murky. 7-star Do Xian. Xiao Yan's gaze fixed on the slightly wriggling black vortex, and his pupils suddenly contracted, his expression turning icy cold. The eternal ruler behind him flickered with a ghostly light, and his eyes gleamed with murderous intent. This time, thanks to the idiot Lin Fengya, who allowed the Soul Hall's army to descend. Our elite forces are here, and we will bloodily cleanse the Tianqing continent. Rustle! Han Jianghai roared, and from within the black vortex, countless vengeful souls and spirits rapidly surged forth. Centered around the vortex, they spread outward in all directions. In the blink of an eye, it was like an army of 1,000 ghosts, the oppressive aura shaking the mountains and suffocating all who felt it. I'll hold them off here, princess. You go to the emperor's palace first. Seeing the terrifying aura of Han Jianghai and the numerous Soul Hall experts emerging from the black vortex, scattering toward the heavenly abyss mountain range, Xiao Yan muttered. But Princess Lin Yunshu had already surrounded herself with a shimmering starry aura, preparing to join forces with Xiao Yan to eliminate Han Jianghai. Go quickly, there's no time. After I finish here, I'll come to guide you. Their target is your entire royal family. After they kill the emperor, they will wipe out the royal family, and the Tianqing continent will fall under their control. I doubt even Lin Fengya could have predicted this. Xiao Yan sneered, and with a burst of brilliant wind, he sent Princess Lin Yunshu flying away. Now, waiting for Xiao Yan was an army of tens of thousands of Soul Hall experts. Oh, what a touching scene, Han Jianghai sneered, looking at Xiao Yan's heroic rescue with a mocking smile on his sinister face. His strength, though only at the early 7-star Do Xian stage, was something to be proud of. The brown flame in his hand was far superior to heavenly-grade flames, enough to crush Xiao Yan with overwhelming force. Vroom vroom. My lord. A series of eerie winds howled, and from within the black vortex, countless shadows continued to emerge. These beings were filled with a chilling, sinister energy, and their numbers were immense. Even the entire royal family of the Tianqing continent would suffer devastating losses if they tried to deal with them. Let a few of the 7-star Do Xian experts take you to the emperor's palace. I'll eliminate this brat and join you shortly. Han Jianghai's gaze was cold as he spoke casually to the emerging shadows. My lord. Now that the Hall Master and the high-ranking members of the royal family are in battle, it's the perfect time to jointly eliminate the emperor. Moreover, the Hall Master has even given you that thing. If you miss the opportunity, the Palace Master will blame you. An anxious voice came from the shadows. Shut up. Get out of here. Han Jianghai's face twisted in rage, and a wave of sinister energy erupted from his feet, sweeping outward. We leave. Countless shadows disappeared at once. It seems your position isn't as high as I thought. How about you put down your blade and become a Buddha right now? Maybe I can send you to hell and get you a decent position there. Xiao Yan mocked, but the mental and soul power within him surged like an unstoppable tide. Bastard, I hope you can remain this calm later. Soul, come. The black vortex trembled and spun, and then, astonishingly, the vortex began to slowly vanish right before Xiao Yan's eyes. As it disappeared, countless sharp, mournful cries echoed. Who's stronger? Who's weaker? We'll find out soon enough. Xiao Yin smiled lightly. At that moment, he clenched the eternal ruler in his palm, and a burst of overwhelming energy radiated out. The sacred radiance on the eternal ruler's surface illuminated the surroundings, causing Xiao Yan's aura to reach its peak. Boom! In the instant they locked eyes, two terrifying waves of energy burst uncontrollably from their bodies, crashing into the magnificent surroundings of the altar, instantly shattering the area into nothingness. Just a kid relying on external forces to forcibly reach the 6-star Do Xian stage, and yet he dares to go against the Soul Hall. A fool who doesn't know his place. After their clash, Han Jianghai quickly realized that Xiao Yin was merely a facade of strength. A sneer curled at his lips as he spoke mockingly. Don't speak too arrogantly, or you'll end up like the previous Soul Hall experts. Xiao Yin also sneered, his body surrounded by amber flames. Every time the black mist and ghostly energy touched him, it was quietly devoured by the flames. Die! Han Jianghai sneered coldly, his palm raised, a flicker of brown flame erupting from it like the only light in the depths of hell. The handprint quickly shifted, and the altar, which had already turned to mist, began to writhe once more. A massive creature formed from black fog and ghostly energy trembled into existence. The ground shook, and the very air quivered as the black mist creature moved. With every gesture, colossal boulders, exuding an oppressive aura, shot toward Xiao Yin at lightning speed. Child's play. Xiao Yin waved his hand casually, the eternal ruler in his grasp, engulfed in amber flames, clashing directly with Han Jianghai's attack. This guy's flames are far stronger than ordinary fire, but compared to the sacred flame, they're still much weaker. It must be a trace of the sacred flame's subfire, and considering its rank, it's probably within the top 16. Well, in that case, it's the perfect chance to test my wood attribute, Xiao Yin murmured, feeling the intense fluctuations of the amber flame soul fire on his body, greedily wanting to devour the flames around Han Jianghai. Would attribute battle core. Xiao Yin roared once more. The fire attribute battle core inside him continuously released flames, maintaining his body at the perfected 6-star Do Xian level. At the same time, a surge of green energy surged forth, and a dozen enormous green vines shot up from the ground, piercing the air like poisonous snakes. The vines were surrounded by flames, exuding limitless power as they charged toward Han Jianghai. Shoo shoo. Despite having anticipated this, a rare sense of dread filled Han Jianghai's heart after the attack from the vines. It was as if he sensed some dangerous aura emanating from them. Sacred flame, and would attribute? You really are an envious guy, he sneered. But, compared to me, you're still too weak. Black magic finger. With a command, Han Jianghai stood atop the black mist creature, his withered finger extending from the fog, pointing in Xiao Yan's direction. In an instant, it transformed into a strange black finger beam, surrounded by countless wailing souls. Black lines spread out quietly. Whoosh, let's see who will emerge victorious. Xiao Yin sneered coldly, his feet slamming down heavily into the ground, causing it to sink beneath him. Scales imbued with ancient energy appeared on his arm, suddenly flickering to life. A massive force surged within him, as though he were the very ruler of the laws of heaven and earth, unmovable. Dragon scales? No, wait. Dragon patterns? Ha ha ha. Die. Seeing the endless methods Xiao Yin used, the brown flames on Han Jianghai's body flared again, releasing an overwhelming wave of power that engulfed the black finger beam. The faint brown flames subtly formed a complex pattern in front of Han Jianghai, resembling a delicate flower. Atop this flower lay a domineering and evil force, instantly infusing the black finger beam with immense power. In an instant, the heavens and earth seemed to change. Roar, roar, roar. With a powerful strike, Xiao Yan's arm unleashed a massive turtle-shaped beast, accompanied by a towering wave of water capable of crossing entire mountain ranges. This strike, infused with the power of a perfected 6-star Do Xian, Bashia's defensive Do skill, and the full fusion of the Dragon God's 3 transformations, contained enough force to rival a true 7-star Do Xian. Xiao Yin, Lin Yunshu, who had just fled from the altar, watched with a complex expression as the fierce attacks and explosions rang out. After a moment of hesitation, she turned and fled again, heading toward the imperial palace. At that moment, in the skies, before the four-dragon coffin seal, 4-7-star Do Xian, led by Lin Fengya, along with 10 elders, gathered. Meanwhile, in the altar's vicinity, Xiao Yan's battle intensified. Boom! A deafening sound echoed as two incredibly sharp attacks collided. The black finger beam, enhanced by the brown flame-formed flower, containing unimaginable terror, clashed violently with Xiao Yan's dragon arm, which was infused with the weight of water attributes. Crash! As the massive water curtain and Xiao Yan's dragon-shaped arm collided with the brown flame and black beam, a piercing sound rang out. Then, dense white mist began to emanate from the point of impact. Ha ha ha! Kid, it's over. Han Jianghai sneered after seeing Xiao Yan's attacks being pushed back one by one, his voice cold and ominous, filling the air. Realm of Wood, 10,000 Woods prison cage. Just as Han Jianghai surged forward with overwhelming force, a rare smile flickered in Xiao Yan's eyes. There was no sign of retreat. His brilliant flames were suddenly enveloped in a surge of green energy, rich with life force. Not good. Chi. As soon as Sol Jianghai noticed something was off, he quickly controlled his attacks and tried to retreat. But how could Xiao Yin give him that chance? Sharp green vines surged uncontrollably from the ground, and without hesitation, under Xiao Yan's command, countless green vines shimmering with light suddenly launched an attack towards Sol Jianghai. These green lights contained an overwhelming force of suppression. Die! Seeing Xiao Yan's fierce attack, the black finger-like beams surrounded by brown flames around Sol Jianghai rapidly dissolved at a visible speed. He immediately shouted, and the black mist creature beneath him released a rancid stench and raised its foot to strike at Xiao Yan. Just an illusion. Xiao Yan sneered, swinging his hand, and the countless green vines seemed to come to life, attacking the illusion with sharp and unpredictable angles. An illusion, in essence, was just a life form conjured by one's Do Qi, not as strong as magical beasts or summoned creatures. Annihilate! Seeing the near-death illusion creature, Xiao Yan's eyes gleamed with sharpness. His fist, wrapped in amber flame soul fire, suddenly exploded, and with the green vines binding the illusion, it was obliterated with a single strike. It seems I truly underestimated you. Sol Jianghai sneered as the black mist around him squirmed, faintly carrying countless mournful, eerie wails. Show me your true power, or else. Xiao Yan's wood element energy suddenly ceased attacking and quietly curled beside him. The 10,000 Woods prison cage was one of his most powerful single-target binding Do skills, yet every time a vine touched Sol Jianghai's body, it was either resisted by the black mist or passed right through. This left Xiao Yin quite confused. Then, as you wish. Sol Jianghai's black robe surged with an incredibly terrifying aura. Whoosh whoosh. Strands of brown flame detached from the black mist and quietly curled at Sol Jianghai's feet. At the same time, a white, exquisite flower bloomed like a demonic flower from hell, releasing countless evil rays. So it's the Eternal Nightmare Flame, ranked 14th on the Sacred Flame ranking. Seeing Sol Jianghai's method, Xiao Yin immediately deduced the origin of the brown flames. The Eternal Nightmare Flame was a very special sacred flame. It thrived on consuming the magic of demonic cultivators, making it easy for those with unstable minds to fall into madness under its influence. However, Xiao Yin clearly remembered that the core ability of this sacred flame was the Eternal Nightmare, a vast illusion capable of enveloping an area of several thousand miles. The illusion would draw in all human beings in the surrounding space, inducing them to experience various beautiful and enticing illusions. Over time, their life force would be drained, and once they were mentally exhausted, they would become nourishment for the flame. However, a mere fragment of this flame could not possibly unleash its core ability. Buddha's Fury. Reincarnation. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Yan's palm quietly flickered with amber flame soul fire. After a moment, his eyes locked on the demonic flower, which exuded a deadly aura. From his palm, a stunning lotus seed appeared, causing the surrounding space to tremble violently. The lotus seed, similar in size to a dragon's eye, quietly floated. Its 4 brilliant colors made it stunningly beautiful, and even the entire world seemed to fall silent as it appeared. Your sacred flame is mine. Looking at the exquisite lotus seed in Xiao Yan's hand, Soul Jianghai hesitated for a moment, but then smiled despite sensing the deathly aura emanating from it. How could a mere early 7-star Do Xian, who had barely reached the late stage of 6-star Do Xian through external means, defeat him, a powerful being at the beginning stage of 7-star Do Xian? Come! With a sweeping gesture, the 4-colored lotus seed, glowing with radiant flame, was gently hurled towards Soul Jianghai. In that instant, the entire space collapsed, and countless eerie spirits were completely devoured and expelled. 10,000 souls flower, devour him. Seeing Xiao Yan's terrifying assault, Soul Jianghai laughed. With a heavy push of his palm, a terrifying wave of energy erupted from the flower, causing the space to tremble. Boom! The exquisite lotus seed, though small and delicate, contained a power beyond description. Chi-chi. After a deep breath, the 4-colored lotus seed subtly began to weaken, as the countless evil forces from the demonic flower gained the upper hand. Buddha's Fury Reincarnation, Bloom. Watching this scene, Xiao Yan gently closed his eyes and muttered, "Boom." As soon as the words left his mouth, the Buddha's Fury Reincarnation suddenly contracted like a beating heart, only to violently expand moments later. With a thundering sound, the space trembled violently and exploded in midair. At that moment, the world lost its color. Even the dozens of grand palaces surrounding the altar in the royal city were instantly obliterated by the heat wave from Buddha's Fury Reincarnation. Wong wong wong. At this moment, the demonic flower seemed to be struck by an irresistible force. It contracted just like the 4-colored lotus seeds before it expanded again. However, the ashes of a firefly could never compete with the brilliance of the full moon. Even if the sacred flame was used by a 7-star Do Xian, how could it possibly rival the power formed by the fusion of 4 sacred flames? Meanwhile, the power released by the demonic flower was completely annihilated by the destructive force of Buddha's Fury Reincarnation. At the instant the 4-colored fire lotus exploded, Han Jianghai's pupils constricted tightly, clearly sensing something. For sacred flames. Impossible? Looking at the magnificent scene in the void, which resembled a fiery furnace, Han Jianghai's expression grew serious.